Winter is here, and it's time to talk about winter retreats. And since mine is coming up and I'm in the middle of getting ready for it, let's have a little conversation. Welcome to the Youth Worker Daily. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Youth Worker Daily, where we hope to encourage youth workers just like you with tools, tips, resources, and helps so that you thrive in your ministry. My name is Jay Hyam, and as we said in the teaser intro, it is winter, and winter brings the winter retreat schedule. And we are super excited at our ministry because we are gearing up for our winter retreat. In fact, at the time I am recording this, our winter retreat will be the coming weekend. And so right now I am out and about picking up the various program needs and things that we will need for our retreat. And as I'm doing this, I'm thinking I want to talk about this because I love retreating. I love the idea of retreating. I love taking kids to camp. It's been a big part of my student ministry philosophy for years. We've always worked at taking students away. Winter retreats, fall retreats, summer camp, trips, the whole concept of being able to take your students away, help them to unplug, help them to connect, help them to grow closer to God. Like those ideas like resonate with me. As a kid, I loved going to summer camp. I loved doing the winter camp because of what it did for my spiritual growth, what it did for my friendships, what it did for my relationships. And so it's a big part of what I do with my students. And so this coming weekend, we will be taking our group of students away. And here on the East Coast, I have a camp that I have been affiliated with for probably, it's got to be 10 or maybe 15 years. I'll have to do the math, but I love this camp. We return to it every year. I've taken students since I've taken students before that. I guess it was 1999, I think, maybe 2000. We've been taking students every year since. But here's what I want to do. I don't want to just babble about why I love camps. I have a specific, camp is a thing that I do for my students where we take them away, and we help them to unplug, and we bring them to a place where they can connect with God and they can connect with each other. They can rest. They can kind of recuperate and start refreshed again when they get back home. And so what I want to talk about is kind of some of the thought process that go into those ideas and kind of how I run my retreats. I do retreats a little differently than I used to. So I think the first thing is this idea of rest. I don't know if you've noticed, but students, they're super crazy busy. They've got school, they've got sports teams and extracurricular activities. Some of them have part-time jobs. Some of them play on club teams outside of their school teams and competitions. They're constantly going. They're running from here to there. We know about that. We navigate that area of busyness as we put together our yearly schedules and try to get kids to come out. And so a number of years ago, I determined that I was going to use our retreating time to slow down a little bit, to help our students to find some rest. And then I say it's new because before, when we would plan our retreats, we would plan every second, what they were doing, where they were going, the programming, the people. We try to pack in as much as possible to make the weekend as exciting as possible. And over the course of the years, as kids got busier with school and life and sports and all that stuff, those type of retreats just made them more tired. They were exhausted. They were coming home and they were just miserable because they hadn't had time to rest. And so a number of years ago, I kind of switched the philosophy up and said, you know what? I want them to get the most out of this weekend. And right now, maybe the most thing that they need, the most that they might need from us is just simply rest. And so one of the things we've been working into our weekend planning, particularly for this coming weekend, is plenty of time for them to rest. We've left time in between our programmed activities. We've taken a significant time in the afternoon just so that they can kind of chill and be. If they want to go tubing and sledding, they can go tubing and sledding. If they want to go into the lodge and play games, they can go to the lodge and play games. If they want to sit by the fire, they're going to be able to sit by the fire. If they want to go back to their cabin and take a nap, they're going to be encouraged and welcome to go back to their cabins and take a nap. I want them to rest. I want them to feel refreshed. And as much as we're going to do that spiritually, I want them to feel refreshed physically. I want them to, when they come home, feel like they're ready to take on a brand new week. So the first thing, rest. I want my students to find rest. The second thing is we want to continue to encourage community and connection with our kids. And so one of the big components that we've put into our weekend is that when we are doing things, we're focused on doing things together. We're creating teams and we're building up team morale. We're going to have fun competition where the students will have to work together and have some fun. But our goal is that we want them to connect with each other. And even beyond the game time, we want them to connect with each other during the teaching sessions, during the cabin times, and during that free time that we're going to have in the afternoon. And so one of the things that we'll encourage is this idea. If you want to just come chill and play a board game, come and play a board game. And let's just have some fun there. But we want them to enjoy and experience healthy connection. So in their cabin time, they're going to have time to discuss and talk about some things, get to know each other a little bit. We're going to have cabin competitions, and so they're going to have to come up with a name for their cabin and a cabin cheer, and then everything we do is going to have points that they can earn towards what we're going to do on Sunday, and that is announce our very first winter weekend champion. And so we want our kids to connect. We want them to have fun. And so what we're looking at doing with them this weekend is giving them an opportunity to connect with each other. So that's number 2, connection. Number 3, that is probably one of the more important parts of this when we think about why we're taking our students away, and that is for the spiritual growth. We want to encourage our students over this coming weekend to unplug from their devices, unplug from the busyness, unplug from the daily schedules, and instead we want them to plug in to Christ this weekend. And so we've been very intentional that in our sessions and our teaching time, we're going to be very specific in what we're hoping to encourage them and teach them this weekend. In our cabin times later on in the evening, they're going to have time to ask questions and discuss and follow up on what we're teaching in our sessions. We're encouraging our leaders to have one-on-ones with our students throughout the weekend. Just kind of sit down with them and encourage them to, in their walk, find out what they're struggling with, what they're learning, and just have that time to encourage them spiritually as they are together. And of course, we're going to have the time of worship where we're going to gather together, and our worship leader and our students are going to lead us in worship. And in that, we're going to encourage them to connect with God as we worship. So those 3 things are kind of the big 3 things that I am attempting to do with our students this weekend. We want them to rest, we want them to connect, and we want them to grow deeper spiritually. And so we've shaped our weekend to reflect those things, and we are really excited for the opportunity that we have to get with our students this weekend and really kind of challenge them, encourage them, but also give them time to connect with one another and to find some rest this weekend. So that's what we do. Kind of curious to see how you guys structure your time for your weekends. So leave me a comment either here at the bottom of the video, or maybe go to the website and leave a comment there with this video. But just when you think about getting ready for your winter retreat, what components are you thinking of? What do you want to see accomplished? Do you want your kids to rest, or are you looking forward to packing in as much as you possibly can? How important is connection with each other, with leaders, and what are you doing to help them grow spiritually? Love to hear from you, so go ahead and don't be afraid. Leave a comment below. I will engage with you. I will talk with you. Looking forward to hearing what you do. And as always, go ahead over, check out the website, youthworkerdaily.com. We have blogs, we have resources, we're connecting you with some of the things that we do. We have our ministry recap, so you can see what we're doing with our students every week. And even after this retreat, we're going to post like a quick weekend recap, so you can see the games we played, the things that we did, all part of our weekend together. So check us out on the website, and as always, look us up, social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can find us real easily. Just search for @YTHWorkerDaily. @YTHWorkerDaily. All right, guys, all our time for you today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. And hey, happy winter retreating.